My name's Jordan, this is my shack.
My name's Luke. We want to make a documentary.
For the past 20 years we've been talking about going to find this dinosaur. It's called Mokele and Bembe and it lives in Congo rainforest. From what we hear it's quite expensive because you can't fly in there, you don't have a car either, so we just figured we're going to hitchhike.
Leaving home, we have two vague routes in our minds. As a start, we race through South Africa before reaching Botswana, which marks our first steps into a foreign country. We with like literally the most crazy time ever. We doing about 130, 140. It's been absolute chaos, but needless to say, we've got to our destination super quickly.
Super stoked. I don't know, there's something about crossing the Zambezi. Once you get to the other side, it's just like, it's a good feeling. Okay, so Luke got arrested today, first arrest of the trip, official arrest, and it was for public urination.
Done. It wasn't like a big pee, like, so.
So was it worth it?
No, like, it wasn't worth it because, like, it would have been funnier if I was taking a long way and then he was like, hey, you, and then I was like, yeah, and then let me finish, you know, but it was like, he was like, hey, you, and then it was like, yes. Then he was like, you have made a big mistake. This is what we call environmental pollution. Okay, take one.
Hi, my name's Jordan.
My name's Luke.
Donovan, I'm a filmmaker,
Environmental science student.
I've always wanted to go to the Congo since reading Joseph Conrad's Heart of Darkness. You know, it sort of depicted Africa as a savage and barbaric place, and it was something very different to what I'd experienced of Africa.
I first heard about Mokele and Bembe when I was about 10 years old. Got a very large body, neck like a diplodocus with a long tail. Most of the expeditions that have gone there haven't come back with anything solid. So yeah, it would just be the ultimate claim to find the thing.
We heard of this Don. He was sort of just gung-ho enough to do it.
it sounded wild, and these two dudes sounded crazy enough to pull it off. So I said, why not?
He's in the Kilimimbi. He's in French. He's a herbivore.
Herbivore.
He's a herbivore. He's a mammifer.
Okay.
Kilimimbi live here in Lac Télé. He have many power. Many people, all people who was looking Kilimimbi was die. This generation is now capable to see Mokele.
Leaving our home in South Africa, we just packed our bags and left. We hadn't thought too much about it. It was just whatever we could fit in our bags, and we were off. Now, having missioned through the slowness of Botswana and Namibia, everything's actually starting to sink in, and we're suddenly realizing the magnitude of what we're in for. For now, we're in Livingstone, right in the south of Zambia, so we're missioning to get to Lusaka, Zambia's capital, about 500 kilometers away, and one step closer to the DRC.
My name's Luke.
Keshas.
Keshas.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah, Congo, it's a country that you can't predict. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Have you heard of any dinosaurs in the Congo?
They say there's one that's still living in the Congo jungle.
Yes.
It-
You will find it.
What they say, the jungle is very thick. In a thick jungle, anything is possible.
Yeah, you find it. You find
Find it.
Yeah, they will show you that's happening.
Go there, you see,
Yeah.
anything can happen in Congo.
We had a little bit of a crossroads. We don't know whether to go into the Congo through Lubumbashi, or whether to go through Tanzania first and then into the Congo. And basically we've got to decide at the end of this trip because it's a fork in the road. So this train is 20 hours long. So in 20 hours we need to have made up our minds about where exactly we're going. It's two very, very different routes. So the going in through Lubumbashi is the harder one, and then going through Tanzania is longer. So neither are really a win-win.
I obviously don't want people to sleep on this thing. It's kind of just too short to actually settle in properly. You're kind of just lying here. You gotta like curl yourself up, and then plus it's rocking like a flippin' ship. So I think we're probably gonna end up with seasickness, if anything else.
Did you get any sleep, eh?
I did. Intermittent. It actually it didn't go too badly as we thought. But you know, it's just interesting, and this train just seems to just stop in the middle of nowhere. There's no towns or anything where we are now. And the driver just seems to be having a fat chat with someone in the bush there. I don't know if there's a real schedule. They just said we'll arrive sometime tomorrow between 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock at night. So I think it just depends how slow they feel like doing it.
The further we get in Zambia, the less concerned I've become with trying to plan our journey, and I'm learning more and more to appreciate the everydayness of life on the road. Just sitting and watching life go by is such a beautiful thing, and it makes me think about how often we just seem to completely miss this in the hustle and bustle of life back home. The truth is, this way of life is foreign to us, and despite being born in Africa, we're still largely seen as Europeans, and because of that, we're quite often a spectacle wherever we go.
The whole coach of the train has been trying to decide for the last 14 hours whether or not Luke is a man or a woman. So we just had to have a big show of hands. Who thinks she's a man? Show them.
Satisfy my curiosity. It's John, man. It's difficult,
No, you can't tell.
Can't you right?
So we just arrived in Lusaka, and then we're just gonna have to find somewhere to sleep for the night. So preferably something cheap, and then we've got to make the big call about whether we go to Lubumbashi or Tunduma in the morning. So, thank you.
Oh, you can use this deck.
We find a place to stay outside the station. It's pretty basic, there's no water or electricity, but it's a good place to camp out until we can figure out our next move. It's been 2 days since our arrival at Lusaka. We're no closer to finding a lift, but nevertheless everyone is super friendly and we're enjoying exploring the city and making friends with our new neighbors.
Okay, so I'm lighting the candle of the fire of truth here because we've had a power outage, but also because Jordan has been, what's the word, soliciting with prostitutes. And the other day, whilst he thought me and Don were out, he just casually brought one back to the room. And me and Don were having coffee, and then there was like this awkward moment where she came in and then he was like, oh, these are my friends, and then we offered her coffee, and then she's like, she got all sheepish and stuff, and then she's like, I actually have to go. And so Jordan's got until the end of the candle to tell us the truth of his story. What does soliciting mean, eh?
Nothing.
Okay, so in essence of truth, I've come to defend myself. So this girl that Luke is calling a prostitute, she was actually just this very nice lady that came up to me as I was walking back from the shops. And she just said that she really liked me and that she wanted to get to know me better. I didn't have a phone or anything because she asked for my number. And anyway, so I invited her up for coffee. And then she said yeah, she thought that would be nice. And then I thought she was just gonna come chill with us, and then I don't know what happened, but she walked in the door, and then it did get a bit awkward, I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit weird. And then she just kind of ran out, that was the end of it. So yeah, anyway, that's my defense over.
It's clearly lost. It's clearly lost. She can come up for coffee.
My name is John Gomez Kama. I born in Rwanda long ago, before genocide war.
So when you were living in Congo, what was happening in Rwanda?
Wow, that was the worst because we were in a refugee camp in Goma side. The war was going ahead in Rwanda. Now it was not good that time because people they are worrying, people they are dying more than Rwanda in the Congo because they are dying with cholera. Other people throwing the body in the wrong side. The truck come to tipper.
In Rwanda.
In Congo.
Oh, in Congo.
Yes. While in Rwanda I saw maybe 15 in one side, but in Congo I saw truck, heap
with bodies.
Bodies.
Whereabouts in the Congo?
In Goma.
John's stories of the Rwandan genocide and Congo Civil War continue in the car as we drive through the streets of Lusaka. As a war-torn country, the DRC's infrastructure is considerably less developed than its neighboring countries, making it extremely difficult to travel through. Because of this, we're wary to enter into DRC now, in the south, but we're also warned by John not to go too far north and enter through Goma, and so we decide to leave it up to whichever lift we find at the truck stop.
I'm tired of being thought to go. It's not like offensive, it's just like I'm a little bit tired of explaining to people that I'm a dude.
Okay, so we managed to get a lift with two guys. So they're taking us around the back there. We can just go and say hello.
I was just
It's the long hair.
yeah, you look like Jesus, like a lady, like whatever. How many dude guys do you have?
What is dude guys?
Huh? I mean, as in guys who are after you, I get it.
I don't know.
I thought I can buy a skates.
You can buy me a skirt.
Buy nice shoes for ladies. Nice, yeah. Eh? This one my girlfriend. Nice hair like Jesus. You know Jesus.
Hello, my friend. He agreed.
Yeah.
He said we go with you.
Our philosophy has always been not to plan our route too rigidly, and so the decision is made for us when we find a truck going north to Tanzania, which will involve the exciting prospect of crossing the world's second largest freshwater lake, Lake Tanganyika. But once on our way, we soon realize we've been way overcharged for our lift, and we decide to bail in order to protect our minimal budget. It's risky in the night, but it pays off as we're offered a free lift into the next town, not too far away.
Got about 4 hours sleep. Yeah, we arrived early hours of the morning. So we're quite quiche, but they were kind enough to let us stay here, so we're trying to get an early start before people start getting bummed about the squatting on the lawn.
we stopped here now in Mpika. We had to have a little bit of a fight with the driver, which we lost because he told us it was 100 k's from the border, but it's actually way closer. Way further. So we're like 300 k's from the border. And then there was kind of you lied to us, and then he was like, well, you paid to Mpika and you kind of just made off with our money. So we got schooled a little bit, but you live and you learn. So it was eventful. A little bit tired and dirty now, so we're kind of running low on money, so we've been eating rubbish food like just biscuits. And now we're kind of literally just waiting at a truck stop. We seem to have found a lift to Tunduma with a guy we met earlier, Dula. So, very nice guys. So we look set on our way to make it to Tunduma by the end of the day. And then off to the lake, which is flippin' legendary. Trucking is an interesting experience, but it's a little bit dodgy, as passengers are real side business for the drivers. Most of the time, it turns into a shebeen crawl, although our lift today has been quite subdued. But all in all, Zambia has been an amazing experience. It's a country that is culturally rich, with 73 different ethnic groups and 73 different languages. We're sad to be leaving so soon, but we know we have to push on, as Tanzania and the DRC call.
Our arrival in Tunduma is a small milestone in the entirety of our journey, and we still have a long way to go. But already it feels like we've experienced so much richness of people and culture. From the train ride to Lusaka, to the stories of John Zakama, and even the truck drivers jokingly hitting on Luke. It makes you realize the vastness of Africa as a continent, and how much of it still remains unknown to us.
Okay, so we're in Tunduma, Tanzania, and it's the end of Ramadan, and we just got caught in some really epic Muslim celebrations for the end of the season for them. It's the end of the fast, so it's all celebratory. It's just filled with colors and little children dancing and singing and music, and it was really festive. It was a cool thing to just be a part of.
In all of them, Takbir. We are Muslim, and the religion of the Muslim is not the terrorist religion. And because we are here, we want to take you, and we want to tell you that go to the European and go to the American, tell them we are not terrorists. You can see all the people. We are just celebrating and with peace. We just celebrating with peace. So what we want is peace. We in Africa, in all the continent, in all the world, all we want is peace. So go there and tell the people, tell the white people that we are not terrorists. Maybe they are terrorists. We are not the terrorists. We are Muslims. Takbir. Takbir. And all the person who is doing a terrorist things is not, or she's not a Muslim. Take this message to the European.
Tanzania has been this whirlwind of people, cultures, foods and colors. Everything is a buzz. Markets are packed, we're cramming in tuk-tuks, and all the buses are overcrowded and late as usual. It's such a friendly place that everywhere feels like home, and for a moment we forget about DRC as we leave Tunduma and head towards Sumbawanga and the lake.
Find a place to sleep. We're in Sumbawanga, Tanzania. It's been really nice to just kind of chill out at a place for a while because we've really been on the run. It's much cheaper, so it's enabled us to just stay and enjoy a place a little bit more. Just been really nice people, nice little shops.
You need the 2 or 3.
come later. Just looking for some fresh food. Just strolling around at night, you know, like talking to people, trying out different local foods. You know, there's all these little stores selling shoes and clothes, and so the streets are just like lit with all little lights, you know, coming out of shops, and it's just really beautiful place. And we're a short way away from Lake Tanganyika now, which is just this like epic, massive body of water, and it's the last thing that actually stands between us and the unknown of the Congo. And so for us, we feel like we're on the brink of that, you know, of this, where the adventure for us really starts. And so we're pretty stoked to be so close, and you've got that feeling in you, like, you know, like a little bit of heebie-jeebies, like, it's nice though. Tanzania has been a welcome break. Now we're on our way to Lake Tanganyika, where we're hoping to find a boat that crosses into the DRC. I'd say we're a little bit nervous. We don't know what's on the other side even, so very much the unknown and stuff, so it's quite an enthralling experience.
So our trip's taken a little bit of a turn for the worst. There is in fact no boat that can take us to Kalemi.
We're quickly realizing that our biggest fear of having to go to Goma seems inevitable, as we're being pushed further and further north, deep into rebel territory.